Hello, shalom. Um, so I wanted to make this quick video. Excuse me. This quick video. Oh, thank you, wifey. Quick video. Thanks, babe. To respond to a comment. There was not a mean-spirited comment, but it's a little bit mean. Yeah, a little bit mean, but mostly off in just really off, and those of you that know what discernment isn't just knowing right from wrong. Spiritual discernment is knowing right, almost right, and sounds right, but it's totally off. So the comment said, this young lady said that she saw a bunch of my videos and that I don't speak about love, that I don't speak about the conversations that I have with the Most High. Let me say something. Let me address that immediately. The Father says to do things in secret, and your Father that sees things in secret, He will reward you. Okay, so we're not supposed to, show off and show our religiousness and religiosity before people. Okay, we're not supposed to pray publicly and pray out so that people see, oh, look at this person, he's praying. The conversations that you have with Yah are private. The conversations that you have with Him are just between you and Him. You don't have to share that with anybody. And the comment said that because I don't speak about love and because I don't show the conversations, that I must not know. I don't worship God. I don't worship some generic God. The Father, let me tell you this, when you go to a seminary at a university, you learn things that you might not necessarily learn in church. Why would you learn things that you wouldn't learn in church? Because at a seminary, at a university, you have been called by the Most High to want to learn and to know things, because you're being led to be a leader. Okay? Nobody in their right mind just goes to a seminary just for no reason. So at a seminary, you are being prepared to become an expert student, just like Scripture says, just like everyone was an expert student with a strong foundation in the entire counsel of the Word. Okay? And through that you understand that Scripture is where where you begin to know. Like, there's a meme out there that says, the more you read the Bible, the more you become, you fall in love with the author. And that's exactly what the author, Yahuah, wants from you. He wants you to read His testimony, because His words that were penned by men, but they were authored through the Ruach HaKodesh, that is Yah Himself bringing forth His context, His message. Anyone who goes to a university and studies any kind of discipline knows that you do not make your own story up when you read. You are to draw out the context of the author, what the author's message was, not create your own. So in reading Scriptures, that is where you know Him. That is where you get to know Him. That's why it's called His testimony. Okay, that is why it's called the Book of Life. Remember, He says, today I give you this so that you can have life. So choose life that you may live. Okay, that is where you begin to know Him. And He wants to know you, and He wants you to know Him as a husband knows a bride. He wants you to know Him as a wife, as a bride knows the husband. Okay? You could talk to some God all you want. You could talk to, who knows who. Talk to whatever, this flying spaghetti monster all you want. But let me tell you something. If you are still under the stronghold of, oh, he knows who we're talking about. We don't have to use his name. He cares about his name. And he said, this is my name forever, Yahuah. If you have not searched, if you're still calling on G-O-D, if you're still calling on J-E-S-U-S, if you're lazy, I'm sorry this is a harsh video. I'm not calling you specifically, young lady, the lady that commented. This is for everybody. If you're lazy and you're still calling on some generic, nameless G-O-D, it shows that you have not yet continued your search. Remember, we are to work out our salvation through fear and trembling. Okay? We are to continually study and work hard to show ourselves approved as expert students. Now, if you haven't had the Ruach tell you, hey, look up what G-O-D means. Look up where it comes from. You know, if you're still calling on Yahweh, which is not even a word, you know, if you're still calling on Jehovah, it shows what level you're at and how deeply you know him, okay? If you are calling on Yahuah, it is because you have taken the time, like myself, to learn Hebrew, to learn to speak it, learn to read it, learn the Paleo-Hebrew, learn that actually the Paleo-Proto-Canaanite Hebrew isn't even Hebrew, it's called something else. There's Yahudith and Iberith, okay? The pictographic language. Man, I can't even imagine, I can't even believe that I could freaking read the Proto-Canaanite Yahudith and the Iberith. It just boggles my mind. Okay? That's the kind of student he wants. That's the disciples, the Talmidim. They are students of a discipline based on the teachings of Messiah. Okay, let me address. Okay, I'm starting to go off on a tangent. Anyways, I was gonna go off on a tangent. That's the kind of student you must be. That's how you know. Okay, there's a funny meme that has, you know, Adam and Hua, and it says something about I remember this doctrine, and you know, Hua, Eve, incorrectly called Eve, says, hey, it does, you know, he doesn't care if we eat the fruit. He knows what's in our hearts. And it says on the bottom, you know, yeah, I know that doctrine. So let me tell you, there's reasoning between calling on Yahuah. He says to call upon his name. Okay, he cares about his name. He wants you to know his name. He wants you to be immersed. He wants you to be like Aharon. He wants you to be dripping in the covering oil that is his name, the strong tower that is his name. That's how he wants you to know him. He even says in, I believe it's in Ezekiel, forgive me if I don't know how to pronounce Ezekiel in Hebrew, I always forget. He says that because of the lying teachers, because of their false dreams, their dreaming dreams, their own understanding, these false teachers would cause the people to forget the name of Yahuah and replace his name with that of Baal, with that of Satan, Lord Satan, okay? Let me tell you, if you do not understand that G-O-D is Satan, you haven't looked deeply enough, okay? And you don't yet know the Most High like a wife knows a husband. You're still at a fan, like my wife says. You're a fan level. You're like at the level of me in football. You know, when I get around dudes, I like football. I like the Dallas Cowboys, but I don't know all their freaking stats. I don't know their life history. I don't know their wives' names. I don't know. I could care less. You know, I just watch football because I like to watch football. And dudes constantly make fun of me and call me a fake, you know, a fake poser that I don't know anything about football. Yeah, I don't know anything about football. I could care less. It's entertaining to watch. I don't need to know all of every single little stat and every single thing. I don't need to know his shoe size. I don't need to know his cup size. I don't need to know what he did in high school, okay? Because it's just football. But let me tell you something. When it comes to the Most High, few people know him the way he wants to be known, okay? Remember, he wants worshipers that know him for who he truly is and how he truly is. And how do we know him? Through his testimony, through his word, okay? So, young lady that made that comment, don't go around telling anybody that they don't know the Most High, because everybody's at a different stage. And let me tell you this also, okay? I'm not a Christian, okay? I don't hold to any Christian doctrines or theology, though I have, studied and I have degrees in theology from a quote-unquote private Christian university, okay? I have come out of that. I have, come out of Rome and Babylon, okay? I have come to the biblical understanding through a Hebraic, cultural, historical, linguistical understanding, okay? If, for example, anyways, so young lady, don't go around telling anybody that they don't know him, okay? And let me say this also. The reason I brought up that I'm not a Christian, I'm a Nazarene of, and plus I'm a Sephardic Jew, so I can't necessarily be a Christian if I am Sephardic. I'm what the Jews would call a completed, fulfilled Jew, because as a Yahudim, and I believe in Yahushua Mashiach of Nazareth, okay, I'm completed. I've been fulfilled, okay. Not just that, but okay, let me say this. Anyways, I'll make another video. Okay, back to the point. Knowing him. Let me say this. Because I'm not a Christian, I'm of the Nazarene, I understand that for example, every student, every prophet, if you go to seminary, you'll understand what a prophet truly is, okay? And let me tell you this, you are supposed to be a prophet, okay? You are supposed to be one that proclaims, boldly, loudly proclaims, preaches, okay? Every single prophet has a ministry. Every single prophet has a different personality, a different character. Mine just happens to be a certain type. Let me tell you, like all the memes say, the Christians today would frown upon Yahuah, the immerser. Honestly, you Christians, I don't even know if you would recognize Yahushua when he comes back. You guys are all waiting for this Jesus, horse beast, hail Zeus, beast image of the whore. That, when Yahushua, Messiah, comes back, and remember it says in Revelations, he will have a name, and his name, I'm sure I could pronounce it in Hebrew. It's let's see, Turaha Eloheinu, or no, Turaha Elohim. Remember, his name will be the word of Elohim, okay? So you probably won't recognize him when he comes back, because you guys, like this meme says from Ravenhill, it says that the enemy has created such a tepid and tasteless, saltless Christianity that it is so unlike the Christianity of the first generation that it is just tasteless and useless. Remember, Mashiach said that if you are the salt, okay? If you at this point in this video don't know what he meant by you are the salt of the earth, go and search, okay? you are still under this. Honestly, we're not even supposed to be under Christianity. Look up the Nazarene video from our beloved brothers from Christian Truthers and Parable of the Vineyard. Look at what the Romans and how they usurped and how they killed the Nazarene. Remember, all the first century believers were Nazarene, were Hebrews that were coming to believe and coming back to the Torah of Elohim. Okay, so, anyways, back to the thing. You Christians, do you really know? Do you really know? Young lady, I don't know if you're a Christian. I don't know what you are. I don't know where you came from. I don't know if you're a Catholic. So ask yourself, do you know what doctrines you're following? Do you know what teachings you're following? Are you trapped in Marcionism? Are you trapped in Armenianism? Are you trapped in Arianism? You know, how well do you know him? You're calling him God. What do you call him? Are you just a fan? Or are you an expert approved student that calls upon Yahuah, the strong tower, calls upon Yahuah, the covering, calls upon Yahusha? Do you even know how bad it is to call him Yeshua? When Messiah said, avoid the leaven of the Pharisees, avoid the wicked scribes of the Pharisees, the Masoretes. Okay, are you still using modern corrupted Hebrew that comes from the Masoretes? Let me say this. How well do you know him? Okay, because when a prophet is speaking and you are disagreeing with the prophet, you're disagreeing with Yahuah himself. That's what the scripture says. You're not disagreeing with them. If you disagree with my teachings, you're not disagreeing with me. You're disagreeing with the Most High and the Ruach HaKodesh. Okay? Now, again, us in this Nazarene, the return of the Nazarene, we understand that we should have a reverence for those who have been called to be priests under this new order, the order of Melchizedek, okay, Melchizedek. So young lady, be careful how you speak to an elder. I don't know how old you are, and I'm almost 40, so just be careful how you speak to somebody that holds an office, okay, an office of preacher. What's the word in Hebrew? I forget. Kohelet. Okay, that's even okay. Never mind. I'm not even gonna say that. That's probably a bad distortion of the word. So again, what level of student are you at? This isn't to boast. This is to encourage you to dig deeper. This is not a look at me. This is to show you maybe you don't know him quite as well as you think you know him. Okay? You need to dig deeper. You need to see the history. You need to understand how the wicked usurpers of the disobedient teachers of Yasharel, how they began to fall away, how they began to change the language, how they began to hide Yahuah's name, because the pagans would do that. The pagans would hide the name of their deities, supposedly so that unbelievers wouldn't profane their name. Okay? That doesn't count for Yahuah. You do not profane Yahuah's name by saying Yahuah over and over and over. It's how you live. If you are in adultery, if you are in an adulterous marriage to Yahuah, for example, if you are claiming to be a Yahudim and that you belong to Yahuah, and you're going around believing in the Queen of Heaven, Ashtoreth or Asherah, and just like the just like they did in certain times. You are intermingling what is supposed to be set apart. Like, for example, if you're claiming that you are a follower of the Most High, and you for example, you celebrate Christmas, you're profaning His name. You're intermingling paganism that was brought in by the Roman Catholics, the Romans. You are intermingling that which is profane and filthy with what is supposed to be set apart. Okay? So how well do you know Him if you're going around practicing Easter? You're intermingling paganism with what is supposed to be set apart. Okay? How well do you love the Most High? How well do you know the Most High if you are still in strongholds, if you're still under the Nachash's deception? The word says one thing and you say, "Oh, He knows my heart." I'm gonna use the God. Let me tell you this. Look this up. Look in the book of Enoch and look up Satan's actual name. You will find it under the Keruv that deceived Adam and Yahuah, and his name is Gadriel. Okay? So how well do you know the Most High if you're going around calling Him the first half of Satan's actual angelic name? Okay? Think about it. Look it up. Shalom.